social anxiety, feel more confident in life, rise over challenges, so many different things. The focus of this really short live stream, just over 5 minutes, is to get you building momentum in your life. Because when you can build momentum, you know how to energize yourself, to make yourself shine brightly. And this is super important because lots of people that I coach, if we go really deep, come from a background of some abusive type treatment in childhood. An abusive type treatment, abuse, dims someone's light, sucks the energy from a person. Building momentum is the antidote to this. It does the opposite. And it works for everybody. Even if you've had an amazing childhood, this still works for building momentum and improving confidence. So we all have that inner resistance. The guy that mentored me would say, we all have that feeling that we're not in the mood today. We don't feel like going for a run today. I'm not in the mood. It might be raining. It's too hot. It's too cold. There's always that excuse making voice and that inner resistance when someone wants to go for a run, for example. The same inner resistance can come in when you want to go to a social. I'm just not in the mood to go to this social. What if everybody there knows each other and I'm the odd one out? I'm just a bit too tired and I need to rest. Maybe I'll go next time. A bit of procrastination. The key is to step beyond that inner resistance and stop waiting to be ready. Confidence doesn't just fall from the sky. It's something that you have to build. And it doesn't matter where you're at right now. You have to just start where you're honestly at and make progress from there. The reason that I love running so much, love cardio, I like strength training too. And I encourage my clients to do this. Some form of cardio, at least a couple of times a week, is because you're going to get that experience conquering your own inner resistance. You do the cardio regardless of how you feel. As my mentor used to say, you can't go by your emotions if you want to be successful. They're up and they're down, they're changing too much, they're not consistent enough. But you can be consistent enough. That's real discipline. Regardless of how you feel, you go for a run. When you beat that inner resistance, something really amazing happens. You'll feel more energized. Motivation, energy, and confidence will flow into your body after you've beat that resistance. But there's a bit of a time delay. So when you're beating the inner resistance of taking up running, eating healthy would be another example where you don't really feel like it. There's that holding back and resistance, but you know that it's good for you in your life. When you step beyond that resistance, because there's no choice but to just step right through it, you know things aren't going to magically come into your life, but you can make good things happen. A great feeling follows it. But there is that lag. Action taking's fast, but emotional changes in your beliefs and how you feel about yourself, they can take a little while to catch up. And that's fine. So going running a few times a week teaches you that discipline, and it gets you to relatively consistently beat your own inner resistance. the battle of you versus yourself. You can do the same thing with socials. Go into a few socials a week, especially if you have social anxiety. And one great app for this is meetup.com. I run a meetup group. I actually have two back-to-back events today, a smaller one and a bigger one, to help people out in these different areas. And I'm going to be putting on live virtual events every week, starting in July. The first event in July, and then it'll be weekly from then onwards. They're free to go to as well. So meetups are a great way to get yourself down to socials. Don't worry about being perfect when you're there. It's not about that. It's about turning up regardless of how you feel and being present. Trust yourself to cross bridges when you come to them. You don't need to be the life and soul of the party. Just turning up, that's enough for now. You can make tweaks and progress down the line. That's fine. That's fully doable. But the first step is you have to be getting out of your house and getting into these environments. And from that new position, you can always improve, but you don't need to think more than one step ahead. You don't need to think, but what do I do when I'm at the social? What do I do when I'm running? What do I do when I'm at the gym? Just going there is enough to get started. And when you're going there regularly, and that's part of your routine, Alexa, stop. My Amazon device telling me it's time to leave. When it becomes part of your routine and it's consistent, then you can improve what you're doing when you're there. But the first step is just making it normal for you to actually go, turn up, and do these things. And it's actually the same rule when it comes to exercising. So, for example, I go to these circuit training classes and training for this health and fitness challenge called High Rocks at the moment. I'm doing the one in Birmingham at the NEC in October. And the instructor at this class, who's super fit and healthy, he says that volume first, intensity second. So just focus on turning up, doing something for the right amount of time to begin with. Then when you're comfortable doing that, you can always increase the intensity. That's similar to socializing. So just turning up, going through the motions, that's enough to get started. And when you're doing that, you can make refinements, speaking to more people, pushing your comfort zone more, getting out of your shell, letting your guard down, really connecting. But first, making going there and enduring a certain amount of time normal, that's a great step. And when you do these things, the momentum will follow the action taken. The motivation will follow it. Never comes before, but it always comes after. Personal victories as well. Anything that you can do that you know is going to improve your life, even if it's just by a little bit, just a tiny little bit, do those things because they all add up and they also contribute to building that momentum. When you're always building momentum, you're beating that battle of you versus your own resistance, you versus yourself, you versus that part of you that wants to sabotage. When you consistently win that battle, you're going to build a lot of confidence. You're going to feel so much more empowered, have so much more energy. You're going to be enjoying life more. And then you have that toolkit to bounce back from any challenge as well. You keep on doing those things that build momentum and it really carries you through and it makes you so much stronger and so much more resilient. So I hope that you got value from this live stream. I'm going to go out and get my own running before doing my events in the centre of town, coffee social events today. So if you're looking for private coaching, you want someone to help you get motivated, overcome different challenges, get more confident, just send me an email. My email's on my homepage in the description. Should be able to find it. Also, feel free to join my live virtual events, which are coming soon. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.